This podcast is brought to you by the Deluxe Edition Network. To find more great shows on our network, head over to theden.show.
When I was your age, television was called books, and this is a special book. It was the book my father used to read to me when I was sick, and I used to read it to your father.
The Princess Buttercup!
You never say anything about killing anyone.
I've hired you to help me start a war. It's a prestigious line of work with a long and glorious tradition.
The cliffs of insanity!
He didn't fall? Inconceivable.
You keep using the word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
Slow going? Look, I don't mean to be rude, but this is not as easy as it looks, so I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't distract me. Sorry. Thank you.
So what happens now?
We face each other as God intended. Sportsmanlike. No tricks, no weapons. Skill against skill alone.
In that case, I challenge you to a battle of wits.
For the princess? To the death? I accept.
When you found out he was gone, did you get engaged to your prince that same hour, or did you wait a whole week out of respect for the dead?
You mocked me once, never do it again! I died that day! You can die too, for all I care!
Oh. As you wish.
Oh, my sweet Wesley, what have I done?
Mostly dead. He's slightly alive. Now, all dead. Well, with all dead, there's usually only one thing that you can do.
What's that?
Go through his clothes and look for loose change.
There's a shortage of perfect breasts in this world. It would be a pity to damage yours.
Wesley! Oh, Wesley, darling!
Hello! My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Offer me money. Yes. Power to promise me that. All that I have and more. Please. Offer me everything I ask for. Anything you want. I want my father back, you son of a bitch.
The next thing you lose will be your left eye, followed by your right.
And then my ears, I understand. Let's get on with it.
Wrong! Your ears you keep, and I'll tell you why. So that every shriek of every child at seeing your hideousness will be yours to cherish. Every babe that weeps at your approach, every woman who cries out, "Dear God, what is that thing?" will echo in your perfect ears. That is what the pain means. It means I leave you in anguish, wallowing in freakish misery forever.
I think you're bluffing.
It's possible, pig. I might be bluffing. Drop your sword.
What's going on, cinephiles? This is Barrel Age Flicks. I'm Lenny. Yeah, man. And this is...
Hey, this is Ron. Let's drink and talk some movies.
Also...
Stu. What's up, bitches?
We also have...
Ragnar. Time to nut up or shut up. Let's go.
And special guest...
Hey, everybody. This is Yen. Let's make some magic happen.
And Lenny. I'm not fucking here, folks.
What is up, everybody?
Hey.
Morning. BAF. So, we have a special guest today, Yen, in our episode today, and she picked The Princess Bride, a classic.
Oh, I love this movie.
So you are definitely going to be bringing in the drinks that we are going to be drinking this morning. So, morning. We're having 4 shots this morning. Unbelievable.
It's a great way to fucking kick off the show.
America.
On a Saturday morning.
Breakfast of America.
Yes. So, Yen, let's go ahead and you go ahead and introduce the drinks.
So, yeah, you did not hear him wrong. It is drinks this morning. So I prepared for you guys a character flight. So the first one we have here is going to be called the Buttercup drink. I actually made it into a shot glass so that we will actually make it through to the last drink today. So this one consists of 1 part butter shots, 1 part Godiva, and 1 part Irish cream. On the top rim, I do have some honey with some gold glitter sprinkles.
Inconceivable!
To make her crown, because I think it's
I don't think
fitting.
You understand what that means.
I did not think it.
I don't think he knows what it means either. Inigo Montoya.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, the other guy.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
It's early.
It got random. Yeah. Go ahead, Yen. Sorry.
So anyway, so that you shake it up and you pour it, and that's what you got. We should drink that now, or we go ahead and describe the other ones.
I think we're drinking now.
Yeah. So which one is this one?
The first one with the gold rim on
the gold rim.
Yep.
All right.
Ready.
Oh boy.
Cheers.
Like I'm gonna love this. Oh my God, so delicious. Oh yeah. Well, there went Ron's left foot.
Wow.
Nice.
That's good.
That's all the 6 toes on it, right?
See, that's breakfast. Right?
That's a dessert drink right there. Very sweet.
It is.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and give my review. I'll give it about a thumb and a half. 1 thumb and a half. It's good. It's very sweet. It looks great. It's definitely like dessert. It's like drinking a candy bar, basically. What it feels like. It's not bad. It's really good. It's a very cool looking with the whole ring with the gold and everything. It works perfectly. Thumb and a half. It's good.
Okay.
Ragnar, how about you?
I'll give it a thumb and a half. It's tasty. You taste the Irish cream in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely taste it. It's very good, actually. I like it.
Thumb and a half. Same exact reasons. It's a dessert drink. It's tasty and works really good for the character.
I got a little fancy this time and used Godiva instead of the creme de coco, so I don't know if that would have made a big difference.
What would you give it yourself?
I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up because this is my kind of drink right here. I could give me a full glass, please.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so what's the next one we're going to be drinking?
All right, so the next one we have is our next character, Dread Pirate Roberts. This is the pirate treasure drink. Unfortunately, it doesn't separate quite well because I ended up using Captain Morgan Black Spiced Rum in it.
Okay.
It is, I think, a little bit more than 80 proof, so the weight was kind of off. But it's the Captain Morgan Black Spiced Rum and also Goldschlager Cinnamon Schnapps.
Interesting. Okay. Interesting mixture right there.
Yeah.
Makes sense, though, for the name.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I have not tried any of these, so I'm also trying this with the first time with you guys.
That's good. That's good.
It's going to burn.
All right, guys. Cheers.
Well, I just got bathed in it. Huh.
I like that.
Well,
I like that. It's got a strong cinnamon taste. I don't even really taste the rum, but it just tastes like Goldschlager. I don't even really. Do you guys taste the rum at all?
Minorly, a little bit with the spice.
Yeah, but I like the spiciness in it. I know you don't like spiciness, but
no, it's not bad spice.
I give that one 2. I actually like that one.
2?
Yes,
All
I
right.
enjoyed that one. That one was good. How about you, Ragnar?
I'll give it 1.5. Yeah. You definitely you don't taste the rum that much. You definitely taste the cinnamon.
Yeah.
it's a strong flavor.
Yeah.
Does it kind of remind you of Fireball too when you think about
does.
it? Yeah,
It does. Trying to put my
Little
finger
bit.
on it, and then I think that may be the closest thing to it, actually.
How about you, Stu?
I'll give it a 1. It's exactly what it's supposed to be. It's spice rum mixed with Goldschlager, basically. I mean, it's exactly what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 1. It didn't.
Not your drink, huh?
No,
Are you not a fan of cinnamon?
Not that much.
Gotcha.
It had a little bit of a burn to it still, so that's why I'm kind of like knocking it down a bit. I prefer my drinks to where I get drunk without realizing I'm drunk.
Yeah.
You know, the ones that you get there fast. I don't
The
want
ones
it to
that sneak
burn
up
all
on
the
you?
way. Yeah. Those are more fun. So yeah, I'm gonna give it 1.
All right. What is your third drink we're going to be trying?
All right. So the third one, I actually it took me a while to figure this one out. Because I was thinking, okay, Inigo Montoya, he's a great swordsman, blah, blah, blah. But, one thing I kind of focused on was that he was from Spain. He was a Spaniard. So I basically looked up, okay, what is a popular drink in Spain, or what's a popular liquor in Spain? So this one's called Licor 43, or 43, if you're in Spain. But this one was pretty cool because it's got a mixture of 43 different herbs and spices in it.
So it's a herbal drink, a herbal.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be kind of have like notes of vanilla and citrus. But it was actually, it's got a lot of history to it. It was produced by the, I wrote it down, but now I can't even read it. Well, it might be the alcohol kicking in. Anyway.
Why am I thinking it's going to taste like 2B60?
That's what I was thinking about when you said herbal drink.
43 herbs in it.
I think it's the Zamora family. But anyways, made back in, I think it was made back down in like the 1940s or something like that. But anyway, when Spain when the Romans took over that area where it was made, they found it back when they were trying to keep alcohol out of the way. But anyway, so it was from a recipe that was created back in 209 BC.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So the Samara family just kind of picked it up from there, and it's been around for a while.
Oh, God, the smell does remind me of Tube 60.
Cool.
Oh, wait. Was I supposed to take that punishment drink yet?
You're taking it afterward.
We wanted you to actually be able to taste
Oh,
your drinks.
thank you.
I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I'm not going to screw you like I did with snow.
No.
Yeah.
This one's going to probably be nasty, too.
All right, guys. Cheers. Yeah.
Yes.
I got short arms.
Got it. All right. Here we go.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, that's like, wow.
I was mentally prepared for.
Oh, my God. I taste the vanilla in that one.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was prepared for rubbing alcohol.
Yeah.
Me too.
Okay. Believe it or not, I'm going to give that a thumb and a half. It's actually not bad. It's sweet. It's almost like the first drink where it's got that sweetness to it, but I definitely got like that strong taste of vanilla as soon as it went in my mouth, like vanilla taste. Did you guys taste the vanilla in that?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like I didn't taste any of the other stuff, but that tastes like a vanilla. I was actually shocked because I thought that was actually going to be like a whiskey tasting or something weird or something like that. But no, it's not bad.
Was it almost like syrupy?
Yes,
a little bit. Yeah,
yeah.
Okay, I was making sure
you can
I wasn't
see
the only
it.
one.
You can
Yeah.
see the
The
in the
rim.
glass itself. Yeah,
The film that is left behind.
It's like a vanilla syrup or something like that. No, that's thumb and a half. It's not bad. I actually didn't mind that one. I mean, it's not something I would drink over and over again, but it's not bad.
Yeah.
So, how about you,
I give it
Ragnar?
a 2 on this one.
Really?
Yeah, because I was expecting fucking rubbing alcohol
Yeah, me too.
for it. You know, you don't smell anything. You just smell. It smells like fucking rubbing alcohol. Almost.
Yeah.
And then it's you get like the vanilla on it. So
Did you get the smell of Tube 60 when you smelled it?
A little.
That's why I was a little worried at one point.
I was like, but I was pleasantly surprised. I'm going with a 2.
Really?
Yeah. I really enjoyed the vanilla notes to it. I thought it went down super smooth.
So smooth.
It wasn't overly sweet. It was just like the right amount, stuff like that. So now it wouldn't be like, I'm doing like 12 shots of that at the bar. No.
Yeah.
It's just
Line 'em up, boys.
Yeah. For like almost like an aperitif or, a palate cleanser and stuff like that between meals. I think that's perfect.
I'm really shocked at both your reviews for a 2 for that. I did not expect that at all. Seriously. How about you, Yen?
I'm actually going to go with 2 as well.
Wow.
So actually, also this drink is mixed with coffee a lot in Spain.
I could see that.
I could see that happen. That actually would
So
work really well
delicious.
with this.
Yeah.
Like I could see just pouring like a shot or maybe 2 or maybe 3 into a cup of coffee. Yeah.
However you want your day to be.
Exactly.
Do you want to remember the end of the day?
I might want to try that. I really might want to try that with coffee.
Yeah.
Go for it, man.
Yeah, that actually sounds kind of.
I'm going to take a picture. I'm going to take a picture of the bottle for the Instagram for the thing and everything
And
else.
It's super affordable. Like it was literally, it's under $40. I think it was like 35 or something.
That's not bad at all.
That's not bad.
That's about the same as Jameson, $29.99.
Is it easy to find? Or
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if it was one of those weird special.
They sell that at ABC?
I was worried about it being like low on stock, but there was like a lot of them at ABC stores.
Oh, shit. Okay.
All right. Thank you, alcoholics.
All right. So
Yoo-hoo.
now we're going to number 4, the last drink.
All right. So this one.
Yes, I'm actually excited about this one.
This one is the character shot for Fezzik.
Yes, my favorite.
I want to give you a little bit of the story behind why I chose this before I tell you about the drink.
Okay. And this is a cocktail compared to the other ones being shots.
This is actually a cocktail.
Yeah.
Because, it's Fezzik, and he's a giant, so you need a giant cup to put this giant drink in.
Works.
With a giant after effect.
Anybody want a peanut?
So whenever they were filming Princess Bride, Carrie and Andre would go out to the bars pretty often. And I think it was early in their shooting that one time Carrie went with him and he ordered the American, which actually Andre deemed himself, because honestly, I looked this thing up. I was like, where's the American? I need to find the American.
Andre the Giant can drink.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He can fucking drink. I mean, seriously. I watched a documentary on him, and he is he can drink like over 50 beers in one night. Seriously.
Was that the Netflix documentary?
Yeah. No, it was HBO, I believe.
The Giant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great documentary.
Great.
Fuck it. I enjoy. I would love to buy that. I can watch that. It was great.
Didn't he down like 106 beers in like 6
Oh
hours?
yeah. And he can fart like a fucking king. Seriously.
I heard about that story. But
Yep.
but anyway, so the American was 40 ounces consisting of like basically all different kinds of liquors.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, couldn't find the American because I would have tortured you guys with that drink. But what I did find was something close called the kitchen sink.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, what you've got in this one is you have, and it serves for 4. So I'm going to kind of give you the ingredients or the recipe for a serving of 4.
Ooh, it smells good.
2 ounces of gin, 2 ounces of rum, 2 ounces of triple sec, 2 ounces of vodka, 2 ounces simple syrup. Top it off with the lemon lime soda with some muddled mint in the bottom. So it had a.
Oh, is that what was floating around?
Oh, is it floating? Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Okay. I was wondering.
I saw my little black
my
speck.
glass has shit stuff in it.
I saw you pulling stuff out.
I was doing the same. I was doing the same thing. I was trying to go through it.
My drink got stuff in it too. Fuck. What type of dirty ass glasses has Ron got here? Right? The fuck.
Go ahead. At least wash your shit first.
So this I felt like it had a bunch of the liquors that I had in my cabinet.
Yeah.
And I figured it's a smaller version of maybe probably what he drank himself.
What I have to hand it to you is the fact that the other 3 were shot glasses, and for Andre the Giant, you get a big cocktail glass. So I actually thought that was extremely smart. So kudos to you on that.
Well, this is like a shot glass for him, though.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, no. Technically, I didn't even think about that with how big his fucking hands are. Yeah.
I mean, his hands are as friggin' big as 2 of our heads combined.
Yeah.
He would lose
I just
his
want
glass in
him
his
to
hand.
hold me.
May he rest in fucking peace, man. We miss Andre the Giant. He was amazing. A great wrestler, too. Fucking amazing. Yes.
Such a great heart.
And the thing is, I have to bring this up. I don't know if we already had it in your notes, is that Andre the Giant, he was sick when he was making this. This is when he was actually close to his deathbed. Like he was not doing well to the point where when she was holding Buttercup at the end, he had to have strings to hold her because he was very weak.
Oh, wow.
And that's the only thing that was sad about it. That was actually in the documentary and everything. And I just you felt for him because of his condition that he had and everything else. But he was still fucking king. I fucking love Andre.
Yeah.
Even apologize for interrupting.
No, please.
Go ahead.
You're fine. So that's basically my story. So let's get to drinking.
All right. Cheers, guys.
Now, we don't have to shoot this one, right?
Oh, no. Plug it back.
No. Smells good.
What the?
Oh, that's a punishment shot right there.
Yen. Oh, you naughty little minx.
Well, thank goodness.
All right, so you're going to be taking your punishment shot, Yen. Damn. Already, first part of the show. So you,
Why is it gotta fucking happen to me?
Turkey Hill Bourbon Whiskey. So here you go.
I told myself, I'm going to remember everybody's names. I'm going to be so awesome with this. Fucking phones. That's all I got to say.
Turn that vibration off.
Oh, my God. It smells.
Enjoy.
Slug it back.
You're about to take my Lord after this, so.
Oh, great.
You got to burn it to earn it.
Great for the show. That is
all right. Now the preface is when you do the Malort shot, you can't have that cleanser of water.
Oh, come on.
No.
It builds up in its strength. The longer it's there, you can't chase it.
Well, let's go ahead and give her a review of the drink, and then she will do her shot of Malort. I'm going to go ahead and give this. I don't taste any alcohol in this at all.
Yeah,
it tasted like I was just drinking Sprite. Is that the same for you guys? Like it was just a carbonated lemon lime soda. That's what it tasted like. So you can get extremely fucked up on this with how much alcohol is in it. It's very dangerous. It's not bad. I'd give it about a thumb and a half. It's not bad. I think it's really good. In fact, I give so much kudos on how you did like the cocktail for the big size for Andre the Giant. But yeah, 1.5.
Was that the half thumb that you gave?
Yeah, this at a party, people won't even know this is fucking alcohol. It just looks like lemon lime soda, seriously, and tastes like that. So thumb and a half. How about you, Ragnar?
I'll give it the same, a thumb and a half on it. It's the only thing you really taste is the 7-Up.
Yeah.
You get a little bit, I think, of gin in it.
Yeah.
But it's tasty. It's delicious. It's a good party drink.
Easy to get drunk off. Very dangerous. How about you, Stu?
I'll give it a 1. It predominantly tastes like 7-Up.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Considering it's basically like a dirty bar rag, where it's just a mixture of whatever you have, but only of clear liquors.
Yeah.
It came out really well.
Yeah. All right. How about you, Yen? What would you give it yourself?
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little disappointed about how I can't taste the alcohol.
That's the best part.
I know.
That's the whole point of it. I mean, people can keep drinking and drinking this. It's like, this isn't alcohol. And then they're, this isn't alcohol. I mean, they'll start getting drunk and everything.
That is true. And I know I'm like contradicting myself because in the beginning I was like, oh yeah, I could drink this. It didn't taste the alcohol. And the second one was like, it burns. So I'm going to give it a 1. And so I'm like, I can't taste the alcohol. I'm going to give it a bad score. No, it made me question like, oh shoot, did I not make it strong enough? But no, I'm going to give it.
It's only basically a half ounce based on what you were giving for serving the four. So only a half ounce of each one of those ingredients.
True.
So it isn't strong to begin with, and then you said there was simple syrup in there also.
So that
cuts it down. That cuts the alcohol.
I was just shocked because all I tasted was 7-Up. That's all it tasted like.
That's because the way the simple syrup was cutting the bite of all the liquor.
Right.
So.
All right. So now we are going to go to your introduction shot of Malort. Are you ready for this shot? We got the video recording right now, and you ready for this?
I'm just going to drink a little water before I start.
That's fine. You can drink before. You just can't drink after.
You got to give it, at least a good minute or two before you take a chaser after the Malort.
I still got the burn of the whiskey in my. Oh god.
That's gonna make it so much better.
All right. So I guess smell it. All right. Well, let me just say, I hate to say this. I wish I had COVID right now so I wouldn't taste this. I've had it twice.
I think this might actually cure COVID.
I've heard of this. Yeah, right?
All right, take a shot.
God bless me.
I'm excited.
Oh, wait.
It tastes, what the fuck? It's like, so it doesn't
It's not
burn
bad.
like I thought it was going to, but like the taste on the tongue, like the
Did it just numb your tongue?
It's like it coats it with some sort of like artificial taste. I can't
Do you still taste it lingering in the back of your thumb? I mean, back of your tongue?
Back of my thumb?
Yeah.
No, it's all over my tongue. It's not even like, it's not in the back of my throat. It's just like right there on the.
What would you give it for a thumbs review? I'm just curious.
Really?
Yeah.
Does this even count as a thumbs review?
Go ahead. I'm curious. I'm curious what your is.
Like, I don't even.
It's not 2 thumbs down. There.
That's true.
I can't think of a combination to put this in to make it any better.
Well, apparently
Orange juice
that
will save
and watermelon moonshine,
amazing,
is supposedly good.
Does that make it better?
Ask Ron.
It actually helped it a little bit, believe it or not. It actually made it more drinkable.
Do you like watermelon?
I fucking can't stand watermelon.
But that made it better.
It actually helped it a little bit. It actually cut it a little bit. It wasn't too bad. Hey, guys, we'll be right back after this message. All right, so you took your introduction shot, so we're going to go ahead and get into the movie right now, The Princess Bride. So why did you pick this movie?
So I picked this movie because I feel like it kind of is an all-encompassing classic movie made with like true love, revenge, fantastic sword fighting, and it just felt like it kind of encompassed all of that into one movie. And honestly, I love Cary Elwes. He was like my kid crush when I first saw this movie. I was like, oh yeah.
And it's shocking because the movies he did afterwards was he was in Hot Shots. Remember him in Hot Shots? And he was also in Liar Liar with Jim Carrey. And he was also in Saw, wasn't he? The original Saw?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was in that horror movie and stuff like that. But the way he was in this movie, he was perfect casting.
Oh my gosh. I don't think there's anybody that could have done that better.
Yeah, he did a great job.
And I think Rob said that there was literally no one else for that part.
Yeah.
Like that was it.
Yeah.
I also enjoyed him in the show. He was a recurring character in the show Psych.
I've never seen that
Yes.
one.
Yeah. Yes, he was.
I think this great super fucking art thief and shit like that.
Yeah.
But he just basically played like a modern day version of Wesley. Like he was just that cocky, that pompousness, that smoothness, and it always brought joy to my face whenever he come on the screen. I'm like, he is such an asshole, but I love him.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah, and I loved him in Men in Tights. Too.
Oh shit! I forgot he was in that. Yeah, you know he was Robin Hood.
It was freaking hilarious. And Mel Brooks is freaking awesome.
The fucking song in the fucking woods when he's behind the curtain and you just see him singing in the fucking sword. Looks like he's got a fucking cock just hard as fuck. That shit made me fucking laugh. He was. The thing is, he's got great comic timing. He's got great comic. You wouldn't think of him as a comic actor, but he does really well because he does that British comic and it just works perfectly.
That accent.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wait, he's British?
Yeah, Ragnar, he's
Come
British.
on.
Oh, okay.
Come on. You didn't hear him like talk and like out of it.
What, would you think he was Australian?
Did you know he had an accent at all?
No.
Oh, you thought he was making that up?
What the fuck?
Okay.
Seriously?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
No.
I'm
Now, I mean,
surprised.
Robin
Awkward.
made up her accent, but
Yeah.
Well, I mean, how many actors fucking make a fake accent.
A lot.
See, so
you got a point. You got a point. Well, see, the thing is, a lot of
every single movie he has the accent. Every single thing he does.
no, liar. He went straight in that one.
Yeah, he went American. Yeah,
he went American in that one. He didn't do a British accent in that one. No, I think even Hot Shots he did American too,
and it didn't work too well.
No. But Men in Tights he was British.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was in Twister too, right?
No.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, that was.
He was. He was the guy that got with the tree that went through the.
He was the
competition. Yeah. I completely forgot about
He
that.
did not have an accent in that movie.
No, he did not.
So he.
But it showed his bad acting when he tries to do an American accent. He's better with his British acting.
That's kind of where I kind of like, I had this love for him for forever until I saw that movie. I was like, you're the bad guy. And you did a bad job in this movie. Sorry, Gary. But yeah, I was like, that one just kind of killed it for me. But I will still love him. So I have to say, like, this is one of the most quotable, I think, for me, one of the most quotable movies out there.
Yeah.
So do you guys have, like, your favorite quote from the movie? Because there's so many. I mean, it's hard to narrow it down to one. But
Inconceivable. Inconceivable.
Really? Like,
yeah, if you see me, I'm sorry. Just the way he says that. He says it multiple times, and especially also the way that he said, the cliffs of insanity. I fucking love his hyperactivity, the way that he is. I haven't, and he's in a lot of movies. I know he's also like the fucking voice of the toy dinosaur in Toy Story. I remember I've seen him in a movie called House Arrest and stuff like that. What other movies has he been in? Because I know he's a comedian, right?
The Monsters Inc.
Yeah. Oh, he was in a Monsters Inc. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's in a lot of Pixar movies, actually. I'm sure he's one of those voices that are in multiple Pixar movies.
He's done a handful of other movies.
Yeah.
As a supporting role. Like,
Yeah.
He doesn't ever carry a film. He's just there to help.
But he's good. He's fun to watch.
Yes.
And him as Vicini was just fucking perfect. So if I were to say that, probably Inconceivable. What is yours, Ragnar?
It'd be either Inconceivable or my name is
Eno Montoya?
Yeah.
You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Yeah. I can't remember. I can't pronounce his name.
How about you, Stu?
Inigo
Montoya.
I mean, just them, that whole scene, just them going back and forth and rhyming. It just, it didn't necessarily, it didn't need to be in the movie. It didn't do anything to propel the actual story. All it there was show a couple of guys who become good friends just fucking around with each other, and I fucking loved that.
Yeah. I actually have a clip of that scene because it's actually probably one of the best scenes in the movie. Can go ahead and play it?
Go for it, man.
That Vicini, he can fuss.
Fuss. Think you like to scream at us?
Probably he means no harm.
He's very, very short on charm.
You have a great gift for rhyme.
Yes. Some of the time.
I miss Andre.
Classic. Are there rocks ahead?
If they are, we all be dead.
I love
No
him.
more rhymes now, I mean it.
Anybody want a peanut?
I loved it.
I miss Andre the Giant. I mean, and this was his only starring role. I think he was in one other movie. I looked at his IMDb, and there was another movie he was in
the early '90s.
Yeah,
but it was it wasn't a huge fucking role. Andre the Giant played the giant.
Yeah.
in that movie. I don't remember the exact name of it though.
Thing is, just he was perfectly casted for this role, and just the way he talks, because I think he's French. I remember him being French and everything, but just the way that he talks and everything is just. It's warm and it's a great feeling. I love it. I love him in this movie. He's when we talk about our favorite characters, I'm sure I'll talk about mine. But yeah, fucking Andre the Giant was king in this movie. I fucking love him.
Yeah.
What was your favorite line?
Oh gosh. In the beginning, it was when I was a kid, it was the "as you wish."
Yeah.
Because oh yes, as I wish. Oh please, yes, love me too. But in researching this movie for this podcast today, I have grown to love this movie in a whole different light.
Yeah. It's a cult classic.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And I would have to say, I got more excited about the end with Inigo and Count Rugen.
Yeah.
The
six-fingered man?
The last fight, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when he says, "I want my father back, you son of a bitch." And
yes.
I'm like, yeah. And I was like, oh, that's hitting hard and home. But I'd have to say with that one.
As You Wish?
No, the...
The father, yeah, what Ragnar said.
Yeah, son of a bitch. I was like, yeah, that's
The
right.
thing when you bring up As You Wish, I just to say this, when I first saw this movie when I was younger, I didn't go by the titles of movies. I remember we had this on VHS in the late 80s, early 90s, and I just remember calling this, remember asking, hey, Mom, I want to watch the As You Wish movie, As You Wish, because that was a constant word in the movie. So that was just one thing I remember about. That's a fond memory of this. I fucking watched this movie a lot when I was younger.
It's too.
Oh, he already told his.
Yeah?
No,
He said Fezzik's a little rhyme. Everybody want a peanut.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, like just that scene, just a couple of guys doing their job, killing fucking time.
Yeah. And they were great. They had great chemistry.
Yeah, they were sailing at that time, but they were just bullshitting around, having a great time, just killing the time while hurrying up and doing nothing.
Yeah, and that was the play.
Yeah, that was a lot of it too.
Yeah.
You're hurrying up to do nothing.
Exactly.
Eno Montoya was played by Manny Patinkin, and I've seen him in some other roles, but this is probably one of his best roles that he's ever done. I think this is what he's actually remembered for that role, especially with that whole line.
He's been in.
Pause you to correct you. It's Mandy Patinkin.
It's Patinkin?
Yeah. I had to watch an interview with him where he actually corrected, and it was back when he was doing a lot of more like opera and singing and stuff like that, and he was being interviewed by Regis Philbin, and Regis like pronounced his name wrong, like Patinkin, because that's what it looks like, honestly. Yeah. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I need to know how to pronounce his name because that's like a big thing to do.
Patinkin. Yeah.
Patinkin. Yeah.
Wow.
That's the way I've always known it to be.
It just when I'm reading on here, it says Patinkin
yeah.
or something like that. So that's why I thought it was. So, good trivia right there.
Yeah, you know. Ooh, that's what I bring. All of the trivias. Oh my gosh. I have one question, and maybe you guys can help clear this up because, and maybe it's more in the book, which I don't know if any of you guys have actually even. No.
Well, I know he wrote the screenplay for this movie too.
Yeah.
The
William Goldman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I have to say this, Peter Falk, who did the grandfather, I thought was a great narration. I thought his voice fit perfectly for the narration of this movie. I thought he did great. I mean, what was the show that he was on that he was remembered for, Peter Falk?
Columbo.
Columbo, yes. That's all
I was trying to figure. So I had to rewatch it this morning.
Yeah.
Because I fell asleep when I was watching it first time. Yeah.
What?
I did. I was tired.
I did the same thing. I fell asleep because I got home from work late night. I was watching it and I had to redo it. And then I was like, watching this, like, oh, fuck, I got to watch this again. And then I went up into my bedroom late in the bed. I was like watching this. Is like, I've seen this movie so many times. I remember most of it, but I got it down finally and everything else. But that's just, we tired work folk here. We got to work and everything. So.
Oh, I don't want to hear it. Like, I came off of a 12-hour shift at the hospital and then came in and watched it.
Well, it's great. Just make me feel like a fucking jerk.
I made.
So what's your fucking excuse?
I guess I don't have one.
I made a freaking run through of the whole movie. In my
Literally saving lives.
Yeah.
And not
What
being
you got?
too tired to do the show.
Oh, my
All right. Saving lives.
Oh,
yes, you just did.
Oh,
That's
spicy
why-
boner.
That's why you put the chips.
I didn't mean
away
to
from
do
the-
that. I meant to be
Spicy
away from the
Oh,
boner.
don't
We literally just talked about it 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And that horrible noise was Ron
So what-
fucking up like usual and eating chips into the mic.
So remind me, what is your punishment shot?
Fucking watermelon moonshine. This
Oh.
fucking bullshit. And
So
it
it's-
used to be tequila, which I was
Yeah.
actually getting used to. And then your fucking ass made me change the watermelon because I almost want to puke with
Because you said it's worse.
You got familiar with tequila. I
You
guess.
said it's worse.
Oh.
This is how you're supposed to eat the chips.
It's a good thing a trash can's near you, right? See, we just talked about this, about how we shouldn't eat chips near the mics.
Other side.
I'm fine.
Oh, I'm fine.
I'm a pro. Just like Lenny. I'm a pro. I can do
Hold it
it.
in, bro.
But you're not.
Get back to the movie.
Yeah, okay.
God, I hate that shit.
I'm about to cry.
I just,
fucking cry.
I'm just enjoying your reaction to this,
As
this
he
watermelon
died.
moonshine.
This
It's
shit
really
is so fucking sweet. It's the watermelon taste. I don't actually when we did Last Mohicans and we did the different moonshines and I gave the highest review for the one that just tastes like moonshine.
Yes.
The one that had no taste at all. I enjoyed that the most.
I remember
It's
watching
watermelon.
that. Yeah.
I cannot stand watermelon anything.
Wow.
It's the worst fruit in the world. It's a fruit, right? Or it's not a vegetable.
it's a fruit. Yeah.
Watermelon?
All right, I was thinking pumpkin
Well,
and
melon.
watermelon.
Yeah.
Isn't pumpkin technically a fruit also?
No, that's a vegetable. No, it's a vegetable.
No, I think
it's a fruit.
Pumpkin is a vegetable.
It's got
It's a
seeds.
fruit.
It's got seeds. It's a fruit.
I could have sworn it was a vegetable.
No, if it's got seeds, it's a fruit.
Oh, well, then I'm probably wrong. Yeah.
Most
It's so
most everything
confusing.
that has seeds are fruit.
Yeah.
So
Are you giving him another one?
I'm not drinking that.
that's for later when you eat another potato
Oh,
chip.
I could drink that. That's fine. Fuck it.
What is that?
Straight moonshine.
She's straight moonshine.
Straight what?
Moonshine.
Moonshine.
So you just want to keep drinking? Do you realize what time it is?
You're the one that started this.
Yeah.
So this is your fault.
Hey, I may have started it, but I did not continue it.
You can't start something and not finish it.
So I don't mind that. That tastes fine. That's fine. It's the watermelon. It's just that fucking sweet watermelon taste. All right, go ahead back.
So anyway, my question to you guys was like the Princess Bride. Like, how did she become Princess Buttercup? Like, I understand she started off as like
her
a farm
parents
girl.
hated her.
Didn't Snow bring this up last night?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, she
Parents
actually
hated
brought
her
this
by
up.
naming her fucking Buttercup.
I mean, is it because like Prince Humperdinck brought her in because she was the most beautiful girl in the land?
Yeah, she was a commoner.
Prince Humperdinck.
And it was his right as the prince to marry whoever the fuck he wanted to.
Yeah, it was a law. It was a law of the land.
And if the marriage had gone through, then she would become the princess. So when she became a bride, she would become the Princess Bride.
Okay.
And the person who played Prince Humperdinck was actually the only movie that I ever remember him from is Fright Night, the original Fright Night.
He did that so well.
Yeah, he did well as that. It was Chris, if I'm saying this right, Chris Sarandon. Sarandon.
Like
It's
Susan
Sarandon.
Like he was married to Susan Sarandon, but they divorced, but she kept his name.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I
did not know that.
Yeah, and they were only married for like I think like 8 or 10 years, not super long.
Only 8 or 10 years.
Like I said, he's great as Prince. He actually is
like
perfect.
95% of Hollywood marriages.
Yeah.
But hey, only 8 or 10
He
years.
was perfect as Prince Humperdinck, but like I said, I always just remember him for Fright Night. I thought he was great in that role. And I know
movies, though.
what's his name? The guy who played the Penguin. Colin Farrell played the new version, but I would actually go with his version better. The 80s Fright Night. He was great in that role. But he was perfect casting for Prince Humperdinck. He played a great dick. That's basically what he was.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so freaking cocky.
It worked wonderfully. And like the scene where he was going with the six-fingered man.
Christopher Guest, who plays the six-fingered man.
Yeah, to the pit of despair.
Yeah.
All right, and they're
The pit of despair.
they're sitting out, out in the woods, and Christopher Guest's character, says, "Oh, you want to come, watch?" He's like, "No, normally I want to, but I got my 500-year, anniversary to celebrate. I got the wedding to plan. I got my wife's murder to take care of.
murder.
Yeah.
I got
I'm
so
swamped.
many things to do."
He said, "I'm swamped."
I was like, that works perfectly.
No, he
It
did.
is amazing. It's douchey, but he also when he was talking to basically the sheriff character, and the sheriff was saying how hard everything would be. He was like, "Try running the world one time." I'm like, God damn, this is a cocky son of a bitch.
Yeah.
He is so fucking douchey, and I love him.
Rob Reiner is the director of this film.
Yeah.
And Rob Reiner is he's a great director. He's done great classic movies like Sleepless in Seattle. He was the great
Harry
father.
Met
He
Sally.
also acted in The Great Father in Wolf of Wall Street. Fucking loved him in that role. He's also done some other good movies like Spinal Tap. You all remember Spinal Tap? He did that one. So he's got a good.
He did that before this movie.
Yeah. He's got a wide range of movies that he's done. I remember he even doing that child movie North with Elijah Wood. He also did that one, which was a huge dud, but in my opinion, when I was a kid,
that bad though.
no, I liked
wasn't
it.
that
The
bad.
thing is, it was a 90s film that I enjoyed. Nowadays, people would be like, that movie was bullshit, but us 90 kids, we grew up with it, so we actually enjoyed it. But I just wanted to bring that up. Rob Reiner,
Yeah.
he did this movie perfectly, and I think they had a fun time filming this movie.
Oh my gosh! Every interview that I've seen and read talks about like how like every day was filled with laughter.
Yeah.
And one of the things, like they were talking about how Rob Reiner was such like a great director, like for Andre, because he didn't really know English very well. I think
Right.
he mostly knew French or something like that. He actually recorded his lines for him and told him like how to act it out. And Andre would be constantly walking around with headphones on, like listening to his scenes. And
No
how-
shit.
Yeah, because he couldn't read it because
Yeah.
he didn't know English, how to read very well. So he actually learned his lines by listening to them constantly.
Well, there were some scenes in the movie where I had a hard time understanding what he was saying. I think even during the rhyming scene, there's a little scene in there and stuff like that. But most of the time, his acting was pretty on spot for a big giant from Greenland. I mean, he actually did a really good job at it.
A big friendly giant.
Big friendly giant, yes.
Big friendly giant.
Which, by the way, the fucking The fucking muscles he had, just I know that scene was filmed with a fucking line, but climbing up the cliff's insanity and just basically just climbing like with all three of them humped on there. And you see fucking Vicini in front of him just like arguing with them and says, "You were the most worst giant I've ever had." And it's just, I loved it. Yeah, Vicini is a great character.
Oh my
great
gosh.
character.
And like Vicini, like, what is his name? Wallace something.
You talking about for
Wallace
Vicini?
Shawn. Yeah, Wallace Shawn. So they originally wanted Danny DeVito.
It's Wallace Shawn. Yeah, you're right.
Wallace Shawn. Like they originally wanted Danny
No.
DeVito. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Which can you guys see Danny DeVito doing that role?
Taxi era Danny DeVito,
probably.
I can kind of
because that was during the era during
Oh,
Romancing the Stone and stuff like that. And
but I could see him being slimy and sleazy.
Well, he normally plays that type of character.
Yeah, I could see that. Or even Twins era. So
Well, he's supposed to be
somewhere
Italian
between the 90 or somewhere between Twins and Taxi.
Yeah.
And I'm picturing. I think he could have pulled it off.
I know, but who do you think would have done better?
Well, since this is a damn near perfect movie the way it is,
Yeah.
I can't. I think the casting, everything worked out perfectly, and I wouldn't want to mess with any one piece.
Yeah.
I don't think any. I can't say for sure Danny would have made it better because I don't want to take the chance that we lost the magic, the chemistry that everybody brought to the table.
Yeah.
I think that Wallace Shawn did a very good job in the role that he was given.
I'm shocked though about Danny DeVito. I mean, that's the thing is about when you think of the movies of the 90s and 80s and you think about early casting decisions of what they wanted to do, because we've done that in many of our shows where we give a whole lineup of what other actors that were going to portray that role and see who was better. But when you think about how Wallace Shawn did, he did amazing. I don't think they could replace him.
Yeah.
But when you think of Danny DeVito, it would have made it a completely different character.
Yeah, definitely.
But he would play a tie-in role really well. That's the thing. Because you couldn't see that Wallace Shawn was Italian. Danny DeVito, I can see that. So in a way, I almost want to see a version of him with Danny DeVito just to see what it's like. It would be interesting.
It would be. So like they also he apparently knew that he was like the third pick for this movie.
Yeah.
And that really affected his confidence.
Really?
Yeah. So he every day
that worked
on set.
good, then.
Yeah, every day on set, he was like, "Oh my God, they're gonna fire me. Like this is my fucking last day. Like, oh my God." And also, fun fact, he was.
I just heard something.
I was waiting on that.
You heard that?
I just heard something
I
in
think I
the
heard a
mic.
crinkle of a chip bag. Is that?
No, I heard the
I
crunching
tried to,
of
like,
the chips in your mouth.
You
No
heard
way.
you heard
Yes.
it from over there. You didn't hear it
No,
from the mic.
no,
I heard it in the
I have my
mic.
headphones
I mean, I don't know. I don't think I can hear anything else besides what's in my headset right now.
on. Yeah.
So.
So I think that is another
Good Lord.
wonderful punishment shot for you.
How about we do a vote?
Your poor liver.
Okay. I
Oh God.
punishment shot. Vote for it.
Don't look at me. I don't want to be the one to like.
Yeah, you have to vote.
All right. So now you're now either way it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't
matter.
Like, you're just taking.
We're not doing the whole Rocky
Girl.
Road yet.
There you go. It's unanimous.
I'm
Take a
so
shot.
sorry, Ron. I'm really so sorry. I mean,
I'm getting fucked
it's
up today.
right,
Seriously.
right in front of you.
You're right in front of the screen. There you go.
Your show's already turning out to be a drunk fest with me. Jesus Christ.
Well, you know.
We still have another show to record too. Fuck.
Just be
It's
better.
not- I'm so sorry.
Just be
I,
better.
I think I started it off with like you having 4 drinks and
Yeah.
now you're like 2.
See, this is
punishment
your
shots in.
fault.
Oh
Absolutely
my God,
your
I'm
fault.
So horrible.
You know, if you did
person.
one shot, this would be a whole lot easier. But now I'm fucked up tonight.
It's inconceivable.
It's not even fucking 12 o'clock yet.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm fucked.
How
only
is this the
almost
earliest you've
10:30.
ever been this? Oh no, trash can, dude.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Man, Ron.
You sound like you physically got injured.
It was almost like a kick in the balls sound for you.
Inconceivable!
Yeah, I just.
I don't
just feel
think
with
that word means what
What
you
do you think
think.
it means?
Oh boy.
Gosh. So yeah. So also to let you know, like Wally was definitely afraid of heights.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that was definitely like a set that they did for the Cliffs. Which, by the way,
But still, even doing the set, they still had to have
Be high,
some
yeah.
height.
Yeah.
Well,
to
actually,
it.
that was
That was great mat work right there at the bottom when
Oh,
you
it
see the
was. It was
fucking. I
beautiful.
thought the mat work looked beautiful on that, especially when you're looking down and you see the fucking waves going clashing. It actually looked really good. For
All
80s
together,
movie.
the mat work was great because it gave you that storybook feel
Yes.
to the distance.
Yes.
It really worked well.
It was actually filmed in Ireland, so those are real cliffs. Somewhere
See,
in
you know what? I was thinking about that when they were doing like the whole area where there was the rocks when Dread.
Wait, did I just hear?
What was that?
something?
I just heard a phone vibrating.
I'm sorry, mine is now off.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's mine.
Oh.
Oh. Ragnar with a punishment shot.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Ragnar with a punishment shot.
Man.
What is your punishment? What is his punishment shot?
Fucking ring.
Yeah, what is yours?
Pick something.
Pick something.
Give him a Malort.
Pick something.
Well,
yeah, just give him the Malort right here.
What hurts the most?
No.
Jagger? Oh,
Nope.
Jagger. That's not Jagger.
Jack? Did you say Jagger?
Yeah, Jagger.
She did. Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger.
Did she Mick Jagger?
Oh my God. That is almost a punishment shot worthy by itself, right?
It is.
All that extra spillage? That is a lot of
That's
spillage.
the whole point of that fucking spill thing right there for the
But
bar
no, that
spill.
is a lot of spillage.
Take your fucking shot.
No.
So, yeah, I don't want
No.
Yes. Yeah, I vote for a punishment shot on Ron's pouring of the punishment shot.
What?
Aye.
What the fuck, man? Are you trying to fuck me up?
No, I'm going to vote no.
5.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
yeah.
It's 2 wins.
Well,
if it had the Rocky rule, you would have had to take a shot.
For posterity's sake. So, no.
I got it.
You're getting
I'll wait on you.
2 shots of punishment. Oh, this is going to be epic.
This is fucked up.
Dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the fuck, man?
And please
It is
please
like
take a minute
to
or
the
two to
brim,
enjoy your
brother.
shot
To
there.
the brim.
Yeah. Why
Yeah, and your
Jaeger?
show is
No,
already
I
turning
don't
out to be a
have
drunk
one.
fest
I'm
here. I
just-
swear to God.
Like, this is
No, it used to
Woof.
be, but that shit doesn't bother me.
Nothing really bothers
Nothing
him.
bothers me with alcohol. So
well,
it's
that's
really.
great. I mean, great to build yourself up before this show.
Well, I mean, I've had
Today.
drinks all over the fucking world, so like none of this shit fucking bothers me.
Oh, God.
All right, you ready?
Go for it. Oh, you do it together? Yeah.
There you go, brother.
Cheers, brother.
Skull.
Oh, yes. I'll stop swinging. Dudes,
Holy shit.
This is a fun show.
Yeah.
This morning.
I love this movie so much.
Okay, so something that I've noticed more that I've seen this as I grow up, and I'm going to take away is that I didn't definitely catch when I was younger. That this is such a great satire.
Yes.
It is an amazing satire of the traditional romantic fairy tale type movies.
But would you say this is would you say this is a comedy instead of a fantasy? A comedy / fantasy?
Yeah.
Because
no, and they purposely would do stuff.
But it's
a comedic romance.
Funny.
The thing what I'm thinking is it's not crude. It's a clean comedy, but it makes you laugh. It's a really good, well-made comedy. It's a laid-back, just fun movie. All the characters
And remember,
everything.
always have a Holocaust cloak. Always have a Holocaust
So what
cloak.
is a Holocaust cloak? Because I was going to look that up, but honestly, I
Was that what
totally
it was
left
called?
Yeah, he said Holocaust cloak, and I'm
Maybe
like,
that was just his French coming in or something like that.
No.
Was it really called Holocaust Cloak?
Carrie said a Holocaust cloak.
Yes.
What the fuck?
But
I missed that.
But then Andre had the cloak from
He pulled it out.
Magic, Magic. God
Yeah.
bless. A Miracle Max, Magic Max, Miracle Max. So what is a Holocaust cloak?
It's just a cloak you're going to wear when you're bringing death, when you are bringing horribleness. All right, and all right, and that's what it was. It was a Holocaust cloak.
Oh, all right, cool. Yeah, you gotta have.
And that was a
wheelbarrow,
funny
too.
scene, too.
It was a great scene.
So before they stormed the castle with 60 guards.
It was 60
Yeah.
because the prince, right?
Yeah,
Ordered
Prince
double.
Humperdinck.
Yeah, he ordered the double when they said they had 30.
Which, all right, the thing about the Holocaust cloak, and when Andre the Giant was in that, I mean, that thing was not flame retardant. It was really, I mean, seriously.
On fire.
I don't know how he did that scene, seriously.
You goddamn Andre the Giant. That's how he
Exactly.
fucking
I mean, he had to sit in that, because that fire was around him and everything else.
No.
And apparently that fucking cloak belonged to... Huh?
Look at the scene, though.
Yeah, there's
it's
totally
two different
not his
things.
face. Yeah.
Oh, is it? Well, no, I can see that. But the funny thing is how that cloak belonged to Miracle Max. It was like, that's a huge cloak. Why would he have that cloak?
Well, in case a giant came by.
Yeah.
You see that I could have it.
Yeah.
It
It
was a
didn't fit
miracle.
Miracle Max. So.
Oh, that's true.
It was
Yeah.
a miracle. that
We
he had
have to
that.
talk about Billy Crystal about this. What did you all think of Billy Crystal?
Wonderful.
I feel like his scene was not long enough. Like I wanted so much more from him, and if you read back, like that was totally mostly like ad lib. Like Rob let him do mostly everything ad lib.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think when Harry Met Sally, was that directed by Rob Reiner?
Yeah, I think yes,
like
yes,
it.
it was. It was.
Yeah, I think it was. So
Yeah.
I have a clip of Miracle Max, a little quick clip about him explaining true love and mutton.
Let's hear it.
True love is the greatest thing in the world. Except for a nice MLT, a mutton, lettuce, and tomato sandwich when the mutton is nice and lean and the tomatoes are ripe. They're so perky. I love that.
I loved him in this scene, and I think the actress that was with him, I forgot her name, but she's been in a lot of movies.
Carol Kane.
Yeah, I remember her from Scrooge as the fairy.
Oh my, I try to look up and see if the
She also played.
She was in a lot of
Go for
things.
Addams Family Values. She replaced the grandma. Yeah.
If I was trying to look up and see if Carol Kane and Billy Crystal had played another movie in together.
And have they?
They haven't.
Really?
Like, I feel like they worked so well together that they should have.
Was Billy Crystal on SNL?
I couldn't find it.
Yes.
Stu, I thought you would know that because you're more of an SNL fan.
But there's like 70 seasons or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
There's a lot of fucking
I
alumni
guess she
for
was,
SNL. So
yeah.
it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
So they came from the same background. I don't know if they ever was able to do a skit together, but like
the makeup was really good too.
Their chemistry together was freaking awesome. Yeah.
But the fucking makeup was great. They made him look so fucking old, and the way that they were like, and I think they were more of like a Jewish accent or something like that. And because that's Billy Crystal, he does that a lot.
Yeah.
But you going, what you're saying, how you wish there was more. But I think the whole movie did such a great job of each character leaving you wanting more.
Yeah.
All right. None of them wore out their welcome, and that's why it worked so fucking well. Like my personal favorite character. The albino. I don't know. I fucking loved him.
I knew it.
That was played by Mel Smith, and I've seen him in something else before. I'm sure I've seen him in like a British comedy.
Familiar. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it just the way he played that fucking role. Sorry.
And he talks with a little British accent in the background.
It worked so fucking well. But it's such a small part.
Yeah.
And I understood it was such a small part. I'm like, man, God, I could watch a whole movie of him being a fucking asshole to people.
Did you realize that he was actually having an allergic reaction to the makeup that was on his face?
Was he really?
Oh, okay. No, I didn't know that. I thought that was part of the makeup.
That's one of the reasons why they could probably do more. Something he was having some sort of allergic reason to it.
Really?
Making him itch too much.
I thought that was all part of the makeup.
Oh my God, he was in National Lampoon's European Vacation as a hotel manager.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that. I remember that now.
Well,
Horrible
he's not
movie.
dressed in white and has a white face. It's hard to.
But he's been in a lot of British stuff and stuff like that. So he's probably just a British actor that they got in for the role and everything. I thought he was like something almost like Monty Python type of humor type of thing.
So another question that I had. Okay, so if you were in the drink scene between Vicini and Black, what would, like, if you didn't know, if you were Vicini, would you know which drink to choose? What would you choose? Would you choose the one in front of you? Would you choose the one in front of the Man in Black?
See, what made so smart about that role is that it was a completely unfair situation because Carrie Ells is basically developed a tolerance to iodine.
Oh, yeah.
It was iodine? Iocane powder and stuff like that.
Iodine.
Yeah, so I don't know why I said iodine.
That would suck.
Yeah,
He
really
developed
bad
a
allergy.
tolerance to that, so it kind of worked out. The thing is, when you think about it, Vicini was not smart at all. He was actually dumb as fuck. And he was trying to think that he was smart, trying to outwit him, and he did not at all.
Well, he's a
because
con man.
Yeah.
He was compensating.
Yeah.
And which it worked well. And then thinking about the fact that he's saying that he was always worried he's about to get fired at any moment and shit like that. So he kind of has to overact, with that fear, which also the character is going to be blustery because he's overcompensating in his own shortcomings. So it actually fed into his acting very well. I truly appreciated that.
Yeah.
And as far as what drink, honestly, without sitting down and actually knowing the person more than just the 2-minute interaction you had before that drink, you have no real groundwork. It's a 50-50 shot. You cannot predict, even if it was, one good glass, one bad glass, you only have a 50-50 shot. There's no way you're going to be able to know enough about the person to judge which glass they put.
But you got to think about it. He was brave about it. That's the thing. Vicini was brave, and I think he was, like you said, he was trying to outwit him, and he completely... It was reverse because of how he did it. But the whole point was that it didn't matter. No matter what he drank, the poison wasn't going to affect the Dread Pirate Roberts character, the Man in Black. So it was a funny scene. It was a great scene. And the one thing I love about that scene is that fucking laugh. That loud ass laugh. And then all of a sudden he just
keels over.
It's great.
Loved it.
Yeah. And I want to talk about the following scene with him and, the previous scene with him and Inigo Montoya.
Yes.
With the sword fighting. Like,
beautiful.
The amount of time that they actually spent preparing for that scene was just freaking amazing.
The fencing in that was really great, but it showed how much more that the Man in Black had more experience, especially when he did that whole little gymnastics act where he was like flipping around. Because the other one, because Inigo Montoya, all he did was just grab it and then jump.
Yeah.
But then you see him go on it, he just throws a sword and it just goes right there in the fucking ground.
Yeah.
And then he does like 2 or 3 flips and then does a backflip and then goes right on the ground. It was fucking great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked out
felt
perfectly.
a little cheated because I'm sorry.
What?
If I saw somebody kill my dad when I was 11, and then I spent the next 20 fucking plus years studying sword fighting constantly,
It should be more better
all
than
right,
Yeah.
and then this guy, the schmuck, who at most spent 5 years, actually learning from the beginning, from the time he picked up a sword to that fight, at most 5 years time, and getting beaten by this guy, fuck that guy.
But you know what? You gotta give him credit that he gave Inigo Montoya a respect. Like he was not going to kill him, and I love that because he knows that he has this revenge that he needs to take care of, and he says, "I'm not gonna let that go. You need to finish that. So I'm not gonna kill you. I'm just gonna knock you out." He was very respectful of him, and I love that about it.
Yeah, like the whole scene, they barely even used any the people that fill in for you. Stuntmen.
Stunt work.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, tell me, Mandy Patinkin did that fucking flip. I would just be so happy to know.
No. I guarantee it was like it was stuntmen doing both the flips on that.
Well, I mean, Patinkin only did he handled the bars and he basically just jumped off.
Yeah,
right?
I landed on my fucking ass. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm honestly, I know that it said instead of a couple of flips, but technically that's not a flip, right?
Well, no, the thing about Carrie L's character,
That's more like a swing. That
Carrie's character, when you see it, you see the guy flip around a couple
Yeah.
times, and then you see him land, and then you could see that the screen changed, so you knew it was from a stuntman to his
But
actor.
what I'm talking about when Mandy Patinkin's character
Jumped off the rock.
Yeah, jumped off the rock. Did the flip over him.
Yeah, he didn't do that.
All right.
Sorry.
Darn, that would have made me so
I'm
much
so
happier.
sorry. I just killed your dreams. I'm so sorry.
I love Mandy Patinkin.
Oh my gosh. And another thing, talking about stuntmen and stuff like that, is when Buttercup and the Man in Black roll down the hill. That's actually done by the same guy. Like he dressed up as Buttercup and dressed up as the Man in Black to roll down that hill.
That was a man?
That was a man.
Okay, that was a brutal.
Why does that remind me of Spaceballs, where they go to the whole stunt scene and it changes the camera over and it's a stuntman scene? And you see the guy
Also
wearing the
a great
fucking
movie.
whip with the cigar in his mouth.
I mean, it's a common practice. It is. There wasn't a large amount of female.
Not in the 80s, but nowadays they normally have a lot more female actresses that do stunt work and everything else.
Yeah.
But I had no idea that. I thought that was actually Buttercup doing the whole thing, sliding down the hill and everything.
No.
But you hear the and everything else going down the hill. That was a long ass fucking hill.
Yeah, it was. It was like from the Hot Chick, rolling down.
Oh
the stairs.
shit! I completely forgot about that. Down the
Rolling
bleachers.
down the fucking bleachers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my god. Gosh, I mean, there's so many great movies or great parts about this movie that it's hard.
The rats of unusual size.
Yes.
It's
Oh, the
with
Rouse.
yes, with the freaking you can tell there were just people.
Yes.
I'm like, oh my god, the hands they had instead of the claws.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, that's creepy.
But you know what? I'm not gonna lie. The special effects for the rats were actually really cool. I thought they actually did a really good job at that. Just also the shrieking eels, when you think about it. The shrieking eels were kind of creepy too. But the fucking rats, they did a good job. But the other thing about the fire swamp that we have to talk about, because I know the Dread Pirate Roberts story.
Yeah.
Which I almost kind of relate to. You remember the movie The Phantom? How it's handed down to everything? I have a soundbite of the whole thing. You want to go ahead and play that?
Oh, let's play that.
And also at the end, it has a whole thing because Inigo Montoya, when he finally gets his revenge, he kills the six-fingered man. He doesn't know what to do with his life.
That's such a good part.
And then the Man in Black basically says, why don't you just get this job? Take over mine.
About being a pirate?
Handing it over. So let's go ahead and play this clip.
This will all soon be but a happy memory. This Robert ship Revenge is anchored at the far end. And I, as you know, am Roberts.
But how's that possible, since he's been marauding 20 years and you only left me 5 years ago?
I myself am often surprised at life's little quirks. See, what I told you before about saying please was true. It intrigued Roberts, as did my description of your beauty. Finally, Roberts decided something. He said, all right, Wesley, never had a valet, contrived it, right? I'll most likely kill you in the morning. 3 years, he said that. Good night, Wesley. Good work. Sleep well. I'll most likely kill you in the morning. It was a fine time for me. I was learning to fence, fight, anything anyone would teach me. And Roberts and I eventually became friends. And then it happened.
What? Go on.
Well, Roberts had grown so rich, he wanted to retire. So he took me to his cabin, told me his secret. I am not the Dread Pirate Roberts, he said. My name is Ryan.
Ryan, that's a really interesting name for a fantasy film.
Ryan. Yeah. The man I inherited from was not the real Dread Pirate Roberts either. Nope. His name was Cummerbund.
Cummerbund.
The real Roberts has been retired 15 years and living like a king in Patagonia. Thank you. Then he explained that the name was the important thing for inspiring the necessary fear.
A title.
You see, no one would surrender to the Dread Pirate Wesley. So we sailed ashore, took on an entirely new crew, and he stayed aboard for a while as first mate. All the time calling me Roberts. And once the crew believed, he left the ship and I have been Roberts ever since. Except now that we're together, I shall retire and hand the name over to someone else. Is everything clear to you?
You know, it's very strange. I have been in the revenge business so long.
That was almost a
now that it's over,
right there.
I don't know what to do with the rest of my life.
Have you ever considered piracy? It'd make a wonderful Dread Pirate Roberts.
See, I thought that was really good and how he handed the Dread Pirate Roberts to Inigo Montoya because he was the perfect for it because, you know, his whole life trying to claim revenge for the killing of his father and everything else, and he finally got it done. Six Finger Man's dead, and then Wesley gave it to him. And what I love about that, it's actually something I really respect about this movie because the whole story about Wesley becoming the Dread Pirate Roberts, and it's just been a generation of changes. That's why I kind of almost think about The Phantom, because The Phantom was the same way. And I think there's other movies that have also done that whole
Passed down.
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to think of the word.
Hand-downing.
But I thought that was a really smart move in the movie, and it also made that character different because when you watch Wesley in the beginning, as you wish, just this laid back character, then he becomes more of this like respected pirate, and I fucking love that. I thought he portrayed the role perfectly. So
yeah, that last scene was between Carrie and Mandy. It was like when I read things about Mandy talking about like his favorite quotes of the movie. I mean, of course, you have "My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father, prepare to die." That was
iconic line right there. Yeah, it's probably one of. I'm sure there's like a top 100 lines, and that's got to be one of them right there.
Yeah.
That
his second one actually was that last scene, but where he's talking to Carrie about, Wesley, or whoever you want to call him at this point, about like, I've been in the revenge business for so long. I don't know what else to do with my life.
Yeah.
And it really caught him in like a deep moment. Like, you've spent your whole life wanting revenge for your father's death. And like, now what? Now you've got it.
Yep.
What now?
Yeah. No, it worked perfectly handing off the role to him. And the fact that when you see Inigo Montoya thinking about it, I was like, that's a good idea. It worked. And see, this movie's not that long. It's only like an hour. I think it's only like an hour and 30 minutes.
Hour and a half, yeah.
It's an hour and a half, yeah. And it's everything's in it. It's just great. And
everything, yeah.
In the beginning of the movie, when Peter Falk is talking, the grandfather talks about the story and saying what it has. It's got true love. It's got giant rats, eels. I mean, revenge, everything. It's exactly what's in this movie. This movie's got everything that you expect for a fantasy film. If you top this in like, Legend and Lord of the Rings and stuff like that, this is a really fun little just comedic fun film, with the fantasy.
Also, it had that awesome priest.
Marriage.
Yes.
It brings us all together. Fucking love it.
Oh my gosh. I actually got that printed off for one of my friends in a poster when she got married, and it was like... and honestly, like, to be serious, like, I initially when I bought it, I thought it was from Robin Hood Men in Tights, and I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry.
Did it have the speech impediment?
Yeah. Oh, it had the correct spelling, like marriage with a W. Yes, okay. Exactly. You can't say it any other way. So there's a couple of things that I also want to touch on was the injuries that happened during the filming of this show.
Really?
Was there a lot?
Was it Andre the Giant?
I feel like
actually,
it would be a lot of injuries.
I mean, the reason they said that he drank so much was because of the amount of pain that he was in because of his issues and his disease.
May he rest in peace.
But there was actually, of course, there was a couple other injuries that happened One being when Christopher Guest got injured in the thigh by a sword during the rehearsal of the final fight.
Oh, between him and Inigo Montoya? Yeah, no, actually, in a way, I thought that sword scene was really fun. Was really cool, but what I loved about it, I know we're not talking about the injuries here. I'm talking about the fact that the Six Finger Man stabbed him in one arm and stabbed him in the other, and he's just standing there. And he's just looking like, you stabbed me here.
Nothing.
You stabbed me there. And then all of a sudden, he just got all this fucking adrenaline and just started, I'm Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. I mean, I love that. I love that. His arms were stabbed, and he was still just like going at it.
Oh, man.
I love it.
Yeah, that was like one of, actually, initially, like whenever I first watched this movie as a child, my favorite scene was, that last kiss on horseback with Buttercup and Wesley. Like,
of course, you're a woman.
Oh, it's beautiful. Like, oh my God. That was me. Hey, I can't, no. Okay. But like, honestly, like after researching a lot about this show before coming on here, like that last scene was like, I felt myself like watching it again. Like I felt myself like getting built up like, oh yeah, my name is Inigo Montoya, who killed my father, prepare to die. And like, he just keeps slashing at him and it's like, give me everything. And like you talks about like,
give me my father back, you son of a bitch.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that is so like satisfying.
What are the other injuries that they had though?
So also like, so Cary Elwes like broke his toe, but actually not in the showing, like not in the filming of it, but because he was playing around with Andre's ATV. So the only way that Andre could get around on set was by an ATV because it was he needed something.
He normally
big.
had what are they called? Walking crutches.
Probably.
Where they hook up into your arm.
It's sad.
You know how much that would have hurt to get by
arm
him?
brace.
You know how much that would hurt to get this slapped by Andre the
How much did he weigh? Didn't he weigh like 400 or 500 pounds?
It was
or something?
500, I think 550, something close to that. Yeah.
The thing is,
7
I have to
foot
give it to him because he really put a lot into this movie, and the fact that he was at a weekly form because I think this was a couple years before his death. Because I remember he died in a hotel in France, I believe.
I thought it was like 1994.
No, he died in early 90s.
It was early 90s, but I remember he was in WrestleMania and he was with the Hulk Hogan. And I remember the Hulk Hogan fighting Andre the Giant. Andre the Giant was sickly form. He was not doing well at all, but he still made it his thing because he didn't have to do much at all. All he has to do is pick him up. Yeah, he didn't because he was just a big giant man. He is the giant. I mean, I know there's the other giant. I forgot his name. What is the other giant's name from
Big Show?
The Big Show. Andre the Giant is the giant, and he is remembered. He's WrestleMania history. I think he's he will always be remembered.
There's a show called Young Rock, which it goes about
Dwayne the Giant.
Throughout his life, tells him from when he was a little kid in Hawaii to moving to Florida, and doing high school and his college years and stuff like that. But it shows because his family grew up in that. They have a wonderful person playing Andre because Andre was a big part of his earlier life. Because his father.
I actually saw a picture of him where he's holding like a young rock in his arms or something like that.
And that guy does such a great job exuding the joy and the love that
I miss him,
that Andre would have once the cameras are off and all the stories tell what a great wonderful guy Andre was.
Would you have loved to see him in more movies?
Yeah
It's so sad that he passed away, but with his condition, because I think he had a certain medical condition to make him with the gigantism, I think it's called. I miss him. He was great. He was my. I'm sure you can ask the question one of our favorite actors.
What is your favorite character
that's
of
Fezzik.
the movie?
Fezzik. I'm sorry. That's my favorite. I know everybody goes for Inigo Montoya and everything else because he has the iconic line, Fezzik was my favorite. The part where, especially when Inigo Montoya was trying to bust that door down, he says, "I need you to open this door," and he just comes back and just bashes the door down, and he just puts his hands out and just bows and like goes right back to Wesley. He made to this movie to me. This movie could not have been done without him. I can't think of any person that had been in that role. I mean, maybe Arnold Schwarzenegger or something like that.
Do you know that they actually did consider Arnold Schwarzenegger?
I figured they would. Yeah. They have to find somebody big.
But there's like actually a picture out there between Andre and I can't remember the other tall guy's name, unfortunately. But they're holding up Arnold Schwarzenegger. Nothing compared to Andre's height and weight and like build.
Yeah,
like I can't imagine.
Well, he was a giant. He was perfect for the role. He was the giant from Greenland.
I can't imagine any other person. In
I
that
think
role.
Hogan could have done it.
No.
I think Hulk Hogan could have done it.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
It would have been completely different.
I think he could have done it.
No.
I don't think he would
I
have been that
disagree.
great
That,
in
no, it wouldn't have been
I
I understand the size, but it doesn't go with the whole character.
If you, I mean, okay, Hulk Hogan, he's still fucking big.
Yeah,
not
he's
as big as
huge. No,
fucking-
I remember he was in our episode Rocky that's going to be released
and
here
you
soon.
see how he just towers over. Yes, Stallone is short, quote unquote, but he just still is a tall fucking man. He would have all those fucking muscles. He could have easily been cast as that, and we've seen him, through his good guy times. He's able to play a good guy.
Yeah.
A lovable person.
But there's a difference. The
I
difference
know.
about Andre the Giant, and he even says it. He even says it in the part when he's about to fight Wesley. I don't even exercise. He's just big for his form.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan exercises. He's a big guy because he's muscular and he works out. Andre the Giant, he doesn't fucking work out. I'm sure there's never been footage of him going out the gym and working out. He's just big for his
he
character.
never- and that's the funny thing too. Even when he was wrestling, he never did. He never fucking worked out.
No, he didn't. He was just
never
big.
Did. He was big. And
He didn't
if
need
you're
to.
carrying around 550 pounds
That is working out.
constantly, all right, and on top of that, then you wrestle, so you're not only carrying that around, you're picking up these other 300 pounders, constantly. All right, that is your workout, right there.
That's true. That's true. Maybe lifting some horses.
Ragnar, who's your favorite character?
Andre.
There you go.
Yeah.
See,
he really, and
Yes.
only reason
Okay.
is because it's the simplest that he has the simplest character.
Yeah.
But I think is one of the most impactful characters in the whole fucking movie.
And his comic timing was great.
It is. It's very simple. When he does speak, it's funny. It's hilarious to me.
Yeah.
And it's not over the top like the Priest or
Vicini.
Yeah, Vicini.
Yep.
Where he's trying to sell himself just to keep his fucking job.
All right, Stu, it's your turn. I'm sorry.
Okay, as far as main characters, mine would probably be Montoya, just because he showed so much range throughout the entire film. You see him as, just a regular dude doing the job when they're sailing the boat. You see him as a guy who's kind of excited to maybe have a good fight.
Yeah.
It's like, and want to be fair and honorable. He's like,
Oh, yeah.
I know. Come on. You coming up, you hurrying up.
Yeah.
And impatient. And
Promise on my father's life that
yes,
he'll make it
and he's like,
alive.
toss me the rope. he knew immediately. And then after losing and showing back up in the Thieves' Woods, just fucking hammered and shit like that, and just depressed.
He had no grudge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then sobering up, even that something as simple as when they're talking about storming the castle and they're like 30, they're like, how many do you think you can take? All right, I'm on maybe 10.
Yeah.
All right, so if you do 10, that leaves me.
I love how you do that count. No, you know,
20 for me. Even on my best day, I couldn't do 20.
Yeah.
But it's simple, but then you see him fulfill his life's mission, and you see that loss, of wondering, all right, what the fuck am I going to do with my life now? It just worked so well. His whole character arc, and I loved it.
Shush.
See, I have to bring this up about Andre again. The one funny thing is when they were the Shrieking Eel scene, the scene where they're trying to get her back inside the boat, and then you just see Andre the Giant. I only dog paddle. I fucking laughed my ass off at that scene. I thought that was a hilarious scene that he can only dog paddle and everything else. Yen, how about yours?
Initially I would have said Wesley's character.
Yeah.
Now it's Humperdinck all the way.
Because, in the beginning when he says, as you wish to Buttercup, it's like all those eyes and the hair and the look. It's like, oh, and by the way, in the beginning, whenever he says, all as you wish, and that whole part with Buttercup.
Yeah.
Did you notice that he never blinked?
Yeah.
He never fucking blinks.
I didn't notice that. I'll have to watch it again.
Couldn't take his eyes off her.
It was like
true love.
Are you freaking kidding me? Or he's never blinking. But anyways, so
Weird stalker vibe.
Yeah, almost kind of like borderline creepy.
Yeah,
totally. Like if somebody was staring at me with no blinking, I'm like, what's wrong with you?
Right.
And that's literally all he said to you the entire time.
As you wish.
As you wish.
It's like,
like I said. Oh my God, Stu jerking off.
Next thing you know, he's in the stable with the horses. Like, whoa, get me out of here. That's
a different genre of a movie right there.
As you wish.
Oh yeah. So yeah, if you asked me 20 something years ago, who my favorite character was, I would have said, his character.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have to go with Inigo Montoya.
Really? So that's 2 for Inigo Montoya and 2 for Andre the Giant.
Because,
so it's 2 side characters.
Yeah, because he has the fantastic sword play. He's got the look. And honestly, this dude, Mandy Patinkin.
You said right.
Is actually Jewish. You would have never known in the film that he's not
Jewish?
Yeah, totally.
Wow.
Yeah. So you would have never known in the film the way they made him look.
Yeah.
That he was not, of Spanish
The
descent.
miracle of makeup work right there.
Yeah.
He did a good job
That
with
doesn't even look like makeup, though.
No, it's also
No,
just
it's his hair.
No, it's not just that. It's also his accent. He did an accent really well.
Yeah.
No, I know, but when you think, all right, so you got Billy Crystal's character,
Yeah.
right? Who's
Definitely makeup.
It's makeup, obviously, but
80s makeup. You can tell that it's the 80s makeup, like Back to the Future type style.
His speech.
The Blave.
Yeah, it's very. It's not. There's another term for it.
Yiddish.
Yiddish.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yep.
Thank you. And so obviously, you can tell he's Jewish from that there, but his character there, you would have never fucking known he's Jewish.
Yeah. No.
By it,
Not at
which
all.
is actually really fucking cool.
Yeah.
But the amount of time that he spent with a sword play, I think it was around 6 months that he worked on that. The whole revenge scene with him and Count Rugen is just I don't know, that kind of did it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally my favorite right there. Another thing I wanted I want to continue about the injuries, about what happened on scene. So
it's very interesting to see. I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm very interested.
You're
to
not
hear.
fucking sorry.
Fuck off, bitch.
You are just a rude.
Fuck off, bitch.
I'm pretty sure I was talking.
I said I didn't mean to cut you off. I was trying.
Quit
trying to be
mansplaining.
polite.
Quit mansplaining.
You can call for a punishment vote.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Why would you? Why?
Because
No, fuck you, dude. You're just
Because I'm getting fucked with this. I've done so many fucking 9 shots in this damn show.
You're just trying to get somebody else in your misery circle right now.
I keep getting every show. It's only me. It's only fucking me. It's because it's Stu.
We're trying to
That's
make
true.
you better.
If
All
I
right?
can
we
catch...
are enforcing you.
Or so you're saying when I'm buzzed, I'm a better host?
No, we're trying to teach you through negative reinforcement when
Instead
you make
of
a mistake.
positive reinforcement.
Yeah, okay. All right. Or go ahead, Yen.
Well, if I can catch Stu doing something, I want to see him do a punishment shot.
I have no problem with that. If you catch me, call me. That's fine.
I'm just watching you.
Call me.
Anyway, so back to the injuries. So the broken toe situation. So Andre the Giant had to get around by an ATV.
Yeah.
Because that was the only way he kind of could get around set. So it's actually when Carrie decided he wanted to try out an ATV. He'd never ridden on one before, so he didn't really know how to operate one.
Yeah.
But turns out he ended up getting his toe caught between, I think, the pedal and a rock or something. I don't know. And bent the toe all the way back. And this is
Who was this?
Holy shit.
Carrie.
Really?
Carrie Ellis, yeah.
Oh,
so
wow.
He damn near ripped it off.
Big toe, really,
Ow.
all the way back. And
Yeah.
it was facing the wrong direction, apparently.
Right.
So he was kind of afraid to tell Rob about his injury because it was the beginning of filming. And he was kind of worried about the whole fight scene with Inigo and how am I going to be able to do this accurately with a freaking broken toe? And so Rob was super kind and was like, okay, we'll push that off to the end of the filming. But, can you walk? Can you run? Are these things that you can actually do? So the first scene that they actually filmed was in the fire.
The fire swamp?
Yeah, the fire swamp.
Yeah, which was a very cool scene.
that's the
In fact,
really?
I will say this. That set was beautiful. That was a beautiful set. It looked realistic. I thought that was a very great set with the whole fire swamp and everything and the quicksand and everything.
Lightning
beautiful
sand.
set.
Lightning sand.
Lightning sand, yeah.
Day one, let's set the princess on fire.
She deserved it.
So they said that if you actually watch it, you can kind of see him limping because
Really?
I think it's his left foot.
Now I got to watch it again.
No,
Yeah.
I definitely noticed. And I was just assuming it was from the fall. He was playing it off because
From the fall down the hill?
Yeah.
He just freaking fell down that freaking hill.
So, but yeah, you can definitely see he's
Limping a little bit.
being gingerly.
So he didn't tell him about the broken toe until kind of like further on. Didn't even actually go to a doctor.
Yeah.
Until most of the filming was done.
Well, the doctor all he's going to do with the broken toe is
you can't do it.
Not much you're going to do about it anyways. But thankfully, like by the time he got to the fight scene, he was kind of pretty much fine by then. And also, so Mandy Patinkin actually had bruised ribs from laughing so hard.
You can do that?
Yeah, I guess so.
You can bruise your rib from laughing?
Really?
Like he was trying to hold back his laughing from whenever he was in the scene with Billy Crystal.
Oh, well,
Okay,
you
all
see,
right.
that's Billy Crystal. That I can understand that, but I never knew you can bruise a rib from laughing. I didn't. I guess you have
trying
to
to
laugh.
hold it in, during the scene. Not
Yeah.
Well, I mean, your gut gets. I mean, your stomach and shit gets tight. So, I mean, you get sore, from laughing so much.
You do get sore, but I never know you can get a bruised rib from it.
No,
That's crazy.
That's weird.
Just side note about that fart. Oh my gosh! Like so, first day in filming, Andre let out the biggest.
Yes. No. This is something I have to bring up in the fucking documentary because Hulk Hogan even said that it could fucking vibrate a room with the amount of farts that he did. And you can see with the big guy that he is, and he didn't fucking hold it in. He was like, fuck it, and just let it out. And with Andre the Giant, you could just tell that fart was huge. So I know he did that on set many times. I remember Rob Reiner being in the interview saying about that and how it just made people laugh.
Yeah, so like Rob was the first one to break the silence after the fart and was like, "Are you okay, Andre?" And he's like, "I'm better now, thank you."
I can see that happening.
Bet. Oh my gosh. So anyway, other injuries that ended up having happened. So whenever Buttercup gets taken by Prince Humperdinck again, when she's with the Man in Black now, Wesley. And Princess rides away. Prince Humperdinck is there. But anyway, so he, Christopher Guest, Count Rugen, whatever.
Yeah, the six-fingered man. I just call him the six-fingered man.
The six-fingered man. He's, Carrie's like, you're not taking me back to my ship, clearly. You know. He's like, oh, no. God.
We're all gentlemen here. We don't need to take a lie, basically, I think, from what he says. It's not the right words, but yeah.
Pretty much is.
He knew that it was a lie.
Yeah, totally. So apparently whenever, like they couldn't get quite the scene correct, Carrie wasn't like collapsing at the right time that he was getting hit in the head with the sword, the hilt of the sword.
The part where he knocks him out?
Yeah. So finally, Carrie was like, just kind of tap me a little bit on the head just to let me know when to like collapse.
I can already see where this is going.
Do you know where this is
I can see
heading?
where this is going.
So that little tap was like a little bit too much.
Did he knock him out?
Yeah. So the scene that you actually see in the movie is him collapsing for real. The first take of that scene was him actually losing consciousness.
No shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, did he hit him with like the bottom of the sword?
So yeah, like
the hilt, right the little
at the base.
Yeah, at the end of it.
So he said like that's the last thing he remembers of that filming that day.
Yeah.
The next thing he remembers is being in the hospital.
What?
Yeah.
He was in the hospital after that?
Yeah.
Wow. See, I did not know that at all.
Yeah.
He got knocked the fuck out.
Friday, Chris Tucker. Oh, I fucking love that movie.
Completely like out. But he never like Chris. What is this?
That is your wife set me up. I let her use my phone.
Doesn't matter.
Your wife.
You should have kept it on vibrate.
No.
You get a fucking punishment
I
shot.
had it.
Me.
Huh? No.
Wait,
I had it.
Sammy.
She was messing with it, messing with my phone when she was using it. All right, and then put the
It
phone.
doesn't
she
matter.
literally put the phone back in my pocket.
Doesn't matter.
hold
It's your phone. You didn't have it on vibrate.
I had it on vibrate. I had it on
you?
silence.
Snow has fucked Ragnar so many times with that. You're taking a fucking shot.
Yep.
You're taking a fucking shot.
Oh, yeah, who's calling you?
Well, yeah, dear.
So Stu is going to have to take a punishment shot for his rotten fruit.
Okay.
Yep, it's done. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, dead soldier.
Looks like you have to buy another bottle.
Sammy.
Okay.
Thank you, Sammy.
All right, give us a shot, Sammy.
I feel like we've all taken.
I did not think this
punishment shots,
episode was going to be full of punishment shots.
so- I didn't either. Like, honestly, like I was like so.
Except
focused
Ragnar.
on,
Ragnar
like,
hasn't had
not
one yet.
fucking up some
I had
people's
one.
names.
What's the?
I had one.
The other cup. Oh, it's coming here like I have two cups coming to me. I'm like, what the fuck is
Oh,
that?
it's got a little handle and it's beautiful blue. Oh, so that's the punishment, huh?
Yeah.
He can't stand
But
rotten
you're
fruit.
barely affected by it.
He's not going to
taste
show
good.
the side of. He's not going
Alright.
to show it because he thinks he's all fucking tough and shit. Yeah.
No, it just because
You don't
I'm not
like
a little whiny bitch the way you are.
Next
Fuck you.
time.
All right. I'm like, oh my God, I'm dying. Ah!
No, that's fucking Lenny. That's not me. And that's Chase.
Bullshit. That's
I
you
know.
too.
I do not give the
That's
same thing
you
as
too.
Chase. Chase gave the fucking. He was almost like trying to fucking convulse and fucking puke in a fucking bucket.
There's got to be something though that like really like twerks your gag reflex. No,
All right, yeah, go ahead.
no.
No, he's pretty much used to everything. Go ahead.
Fine.
You wanted to talk about Robin Wright.
Yeah, well, before I do though, I wanted to talk about like the whole like laughter, like with Mandy trying to hold back his laughter and it bruising a rib.
Yeah.
For everything. Carrie, who was like on the table, nearly dead.
Yeah.
Mostly dead.
Mostly dead.
I'm so
Mostly
sorry.
dead.
Mostly dead. My bad. Do I have to take finish the top of that? No, I hope not.
No.
So mostly dead. So he actually had to be removed from the scene because he was laughing too much at Billy Crystal. And they had to put a dummy in place of him because he couldn't stop laughing, which, I mean, totally makes sense.
I didn't know they did that at all.
Billy Crystal pretty much, like I said, ad-libbed most of that scene himself. Like
Yeah.
Rob gave him the, you know, like here, all the other characters, he made him pretty much go by script. But for Billy Crystal, he was like, you know what? Do what you do. You're an awesome actor. You're an amazing comedian. Just do what you do. You know, Mandy's bruising a rib over here. Carrie's on the table laughing uncontrollably. He has to be removed from the scene because he can't even control his laughter. Just thought that was a really
So
funny
Carrie
tidbit.
else had to get removed.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put a dummy in. They put a dummy in for him.
I thought you were talking about
Mandy?
yeah.
Oh no, he just had a bruised rib.
Yeah.
He
He was laughing so hard. That's why. Okay.
But,
all right. So that all right. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense then of why. It's funny because when you see actors like supposedly playing dead, if you look close enough,
you can see them breathing.
you can see their chest going up and down just a little bit.
Yeah, I remember you guys
know?
talking about the movie, the Groundhog's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're talking about like, you know, how, you know, it was apparently pretty warm during that time, but then they
Yes, it
somehow
was.
found the breath of people who were supposed to be dead.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's funny. Yeah, so like I feel like we've like focused so much on all these guys. We have not like touched a bit on Robin. So like there was actually apparently quite a few different actresses that they were considering for this role.
I'm curious who.
Oh gosh, I'm trying to think of like all of the ones that.
Don't tell me Julia Roberts.
Uma Thurman. Honestly, like I don't even know how old she would have been for this show.
The only movie I can think of that she was in the 80s was the Monty Python movie, the Baron. I don't remember the whole name of the movie. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no. I'm just trying to think how
It could have worked.
been
She was in Dangerous
super
Liaisons or with Malkovich, but that was like the early 90s or something like that. She could have done the role well. I mean, I don't think she would have.
Yeah, I don't know. I,
think
don't
Robin
feel like
Wright
she
did
would have.
fine.
Yeah.
She didn't-
Yeah.
she did fine for what the character was, you know.
Yeah.
And it even though yes, she was the title character, she really wasn't the
Like a strongest character.
Yeah, that's not what she was. It was Wesley's Adventure. It was Fezzik. It was Montoya.
Yeah. She was far more of a side character, even though the title is her.
Humperdinck was more of a role
Yeah.
than her role.
Yeah.
So she didn't need to be a scene stealer.
I think the most scene stealer that she had was Forrest Gump. She was Jenny
true.
from Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
So
the A tour.
Yeah.
Whores!
Yes, thank you, Tammy. You're awesome. But yeah, and also like Meg Ryan was
that would have worked.
yeah.
That would have worked. I can see that happening. The fact that Meg Ryan worked with Billy Crystal on Harry Met Sally.
Right after that,
So-
yeah.
Yeah. So actually, Meg Ryan, she was big on the 80s because she was on Interspace.
Mm-hmm.
She was in a lot of movies in the 80s. That could have worked, but
Yeah, but
I'm not going to lie. Robin Wright was still perfect casting.
She's always had kind of like short hair. I don't know if they would have ended up making her have long hair for this role.
No, she had long hair during the Joe versus the Volcano.
Did she?
Yeah,
Okay.
with Tom Hanks.
Okay.
You guys remember that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like Stu was talking about, like, you know, she didn't have a big role. Like, you know, I'm really a big fan of the films that have a strong female character, and unfortunately, like, this isn't really the best. Like, she's constantly like, I'm going to kill myself if I can't have my true love.
Yeah.
And like I think the biggest thing that she stood up for was like sacrificing herself. Like, I'll go with you if you just let him like go and not harm him.
Oh yeah, to send him back to his pirate ship.
Yeah,
basically.
like kind of like sacrifice herself.
Yeah,
for
but then
for his
she went
safety.
back on her promise, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, as far as she knew at that moment, Wesley was safe, and and she had her sacrifice was giving up her happiness for his safety. But then she immediately turned around and said, "I'm still not fucking marrying you. Fuck you. All right, I'm a lying little bitch.
Yeah.
Fuck you."
You know what? I thought about it, and I don't really want to do this. But another thing I wanted to bring up before we wrap this up is the difference between the book and the movie. And I was talking to my friend last night. He said that one of the biggest differences was the end of the book. Pretty much everybody dies.
What?
Yeah. So apparently, Wesley, his miracle pill eventually wears off, and he dies.
What?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And Inigo's wound reopens. He dies. And then you've got Buttercup and Fezzik.
I didn't think the book would be dark as what it was.
Yeah, so apparently it is. I mean, I'm like intrigued now. Like, I want to go out there and freaking read this book, or at least have like, you know.
I'm sure there's an audio book of it. Now I almost want to listen to it.
If the book was written as a satire, the way I'm guessing it was, that's the way it would work. You know, it would have to, it's not a happy ending and so like that, like every other fucking story. No. Yeah. Everybody fucking dies. Fuck it.
Yeah.
All right, let's clear the board.
And Buttercup and Fezzik end up being surrounded by Prince Humperdinck's crew.
Well, so it was supposed to be more of like a tragedy?
I guess at the end is not a happy ending, apparently.
That is shocking. I wouldn't have thought that at all.
So
I
now-
thought this was more of like a happy ending book, especially being read. Did the book have anything to do with being read to a grandfather, or was it just completely the book, The Princess Bride? Like it's just the story.
It's the story.
Okay, so the whole thing with the grandfather was kind of put in.
Yeah, so the original book was written by William Goldman. It was interesting, like, whenever you see the first opening scene with the grandfather and
With Fred Savage, by the way, which we didn't talk about. Fred Savage.
We didn't talk about it. No.
Yeah.
You did play a good job of...
typical 80s.
I don't want a kissing book.
Typical 80s child star. I mean, the only movie I can think of him in the 80s was he was also in the early 90s as the Wizard, but he was also in Little Monsters. You guys remember that? Mm-hmm. That was a fun one.
And Wonder Years.
Oh, that's right, Wonder Years. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, with young Marilyn Manson as it's not him.
What?
I know that was a whole thing. That was a whole thing that they thought that the kid in there, the best friend, looked like young Marilyn Manson.
I remember that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like so in that opening scene where he's introducing, like telling him about this book, like The Princess Bride, written by, I wish I could remember the author's name that he had in the story. It's like S. Morgensenstein, or I don't remember, something like that. S something. I was like, why didn't they just use William Goldman's name for the author for the actual book? Like, why did they have to put in a different person? Because I mean, William was pretty much on the scene the
William
whole
Goldman.
time. Yeah.
Oh,
but
really?
in the movie, like when the grandfather's opening up the book, he doesn't say The Princess Bride written by William Goldman. He says somebody else's name, and I think it's a made up author's name.
They should have just kept his name in. That's kind of weird that they didn't keep that in.
Yeah, and with him being on set, I figure he would probably approve it anyways. But maybe he wanted to kind of keep it in that fairy tale moment of like connecting too much reality to the actual
So there was
show.
something that was supposed to have been, because he said, this is something, my father read to me, and then I read to your father, and now I'm reading to you. So it's something that's supposed to have been
So when
around
was the
for
book written then?
So it was written
and
actually in the
decades.
early 1970s.
I can see that.
Okay, all right. So that would make sense then for not using the actual writer's name.
Yeah, because they're trying to make it feel that it's something that's decades and decades and decades old.
Yeah.
The story.
But I could see that it was also written in the same time, close to the 60s, where J.R. Tolkien wrote the Lord of the Rings. I think he wrote that in the 50s and 60s. Tolkien. Yeah. I almost said Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan wrote the Lord of the Rings.
He's not that funny.
Yeah, brother.
All right.
Fuck you, Smog.
Smog.
Yeah. So, and actually, like William, he actually asked his daughters what they wanted him to write next, and his daughters came up with, one said, "I want a princess," the other one said, "I want a bride," and that's how he came up with
The Princess Bride.
The Princess Bride. Yeah.
Interesting. That's an interesting
So
title.
now, like, I want to go out there and like read the book, like, or at least listen.
I
to
almost
it.
want to read the book now just to see the whole fucking tragic ending that they're talking about. I
See
had
the
no idea.
differences. Yeah, totally.
But a lot of things where people say that the book's better than the movie, or the movie's better than the book.
And
it's very
that
rare.
happens a lot, though.
Yeah.
I've heard a majority that they say that the movie is definitely better than the book.
Yeah.
In this version.
Well, I can see that. This is a classic comedy right here.
Oh yeah,
This
I'm
is-
pretty sure they've added more comedy to what
Yeah.
the book actually has. Yeah. All right, so I guess now we're going to start
Our pint reviews?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's rate it.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and start. Ragnar second and Stu third, and then you will close it out.
All right.
For critical view, I would give this a 4. This is a well-made movie. The comedy, the special effects for the time, and the matte paintings, the direction, the casting was perfect. This was a very well-made movie. I would give this a strong 4. This is a iconic film to the point where I would recommend this to anybody. For enjoyment view, I would give this a 4.5. This is a great fucking film. It's perfect. There's nothing that you can take away from it. All the casting is perfect. I can watch this film with my daughters. I can watch this with any friends and laugh at the jokes that's in it, and also enjoy the fantasy that it has. Because there's a lot of fantasy films in the 80s. You got Legend, you got the Conan the Barbarian, you got the Neverending Story, you got The Princess Bride. And The Princess Bride is / comedy / fantasy, and it works perfectly. It is equal amount of both. The characters, everything, I fucking love it. So a 4.5 for enjoyment and a 4 for critical. How about you, Ragnar?
Nice.
I give it a 4 and a 4.
4 and a 4.
4 and 4 for this one. I don't see anything that would really need to be changed as far as critically goes. I think the story it's a fantasy story.
Yeah.
You know, it's a fantasy romance love story with comedy thrown in. And it's not, and the comedy, which is nothing over the fucking top either.
Yeah.
You know, it's not dry comedy. I think it's very subtle, and you watch it, like, you'll pick up on it. Enjoyment level is a 4 for, you know, I think everyone meshed well together. I know we talked earlier about Vicini's character being played by Danny DeVito. I don't think Danny DeVito would have been able to do it as well. Yeah, because I don't think his job would have been in jeopardy, you know, so I don't think he would have been trying to play it over the top like the character did.
And I think if you look at his eyes, like during the filming of that, you can almost see like a little bit of hesitancy.
Yeah, almost, I think. The part that I love is it's not in the beginning, but it's when after they capture the princess and they're going up the cliff, right? When they all get to the top and everything, as Carrie Ellis's character is coming up the mountain, and Inigo Montoya is waiting for him. It's very polite. It's very respectful. Like, I'm just going to sit here and wait for you. You want help?
I actually love that scene.
You know?
He was very respectful about it.
That's a great
That was a
scene.
great
Do you
scene.
need help? No. Like, this is climbing up these cliffs is very difficult.
But I love the part where he
Stop
said,
distracting me.
I hate waiting.
Yeah. Well, it'd be a lot easier if you had a rope or something.
Yeah.
You know, fucking throws down a rope for him. You know, that there is very subtle comedy and humor that I think made the whole part of the whole movie very great. You know, and it's definitely a recommended movie for anybody who's not fucking seen it. You're missing out.
Oh my gosh, if you haven't seen this movie, God, something's wrong with you.
I don't think I've ever met somebody who hasn't seen this movie.
Yeah.
But I honestly.
No, believe it or not, I've seen many people, but I've actually, I went to a concert one time where the band name was called Cliffs of Insanity.
Oh.
They actually named their band name after Cliffs of Insanity. It was
Nice.
actually really cool.
That's nice.
But it was just like a little, background, like garage band type of thing. But this movie is iconic. It's a recommended view for anybody. And I think anybody who's a 90s or 80s kid has watched this movie sometime in their life. Stu, how about you, buddy?
All right. So critically, I'm actually probably going to give this like a 4.5.
Yep.
There's very, very little that can actually be changed. The acting was great. The dialogue was on point.
Yeah, there was no bad acting in this movie.
The special effects worked. Everything worked for what it was in that fantasy realm, but also not. It didn't like the rats of unusual size. Yeah, I mean, do they look super duper realistic? No. But they also-
ROUAs.
Yeah, they
RUSs.
worked.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Because they were supposed to be these weird, kind of freaky looking dudes. All right, so it worked.
Yeah. It's a fantasy story.
There's, like I said, I don't think there's much at all that can really be changed to really improve this film. So I have to give it like a 4.5.
Okay.
Enjoyment, I'm probably going to give it a 4.
Okay.
It's one of those movies I've seen more times than I can count.
Yep.
But I'm always have a smile on my face when I'm watching it. It's just something to, sit back, relax, watch. I happen to catch it on TV or flipping the channels or whatever. I'm like, and just sit there and finish watching it no matter where it picks up. And it's just ingrained, and it always comes away with a feeling of contentment after watching it. So, I'll probably give it a 4. Yeah.
All right. Yen?
Yeah, so critically, I would have to say I would give it, probably a 4.5 as well.
For critically, okay.
Yeah, because, I mean, like they were saying, like it just encompasses all the things you want to see in a good movie. You want that comedy, you want that love, you want the adventure, swords play, and all that. And I feel like it was directed very well by Rob and like all the actors. There's just no way I could possibly see this movie in the same light with different actors in their place. I think overall it was great.
Yeah.
And in the second. Enjoyment, yeah. So
I'm really curious. I wonder if I'm almost going to make a guess of what this is, but
go ahead, make a guess.
I'm not doing a punishment shot for it.
So,
I think she's going to give it a 5, but maybe I'm wrong. Let's see.
So honestly, for the time that it was made, for the feeling that it gave me, not only then but now, I think I would give it a 5.
I figured that. You've talked about this film so many times whenever I've talked to you and how much you love this film. You requested it and everything else.
Like, it's just such a great feeling inside whenever I have this. And actually, a little tidbit, I had this theme song in my wedding.
Yeah.
Like,
that's awesome.
Whenever everybody was like,
so original.
I know, like, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Everybody's crying.
And I was at that wedding. I didn't remember that somehow.
It's all blur. But oh my gosh, like Wesley and his like sexiness, Montego and his like gusto, Andre with his heart. It's beautiful all around.
All right. Thank you for joining us for BAF, and that was a great episode, Yen. I appreciate you being a part of our show.
And thank you for having me. It's been freaking awesome.
We're looking forward to hearing you and the rest of the ladies on Barrel Aged Chicks.
Yep.
Yeah.
We appreciate you taking the time.
This will be great. I hope you guys tune in a couple times.
All right, guys.
Definitely.
Later.
See ya.
Bye.
As you wish.
Hey guys, this is Ron. Thank you for listening to our podcast, Barrel Age Flicks. We are excited to kick off the new year with upcoming episodes of BAF, The Small Batch, Sammy Selects, and The Tasting Room. If you like our show, please leave a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Guys, this helps out enormously. Give us a follow on Instagram at Barrel Age Flicks Podcast. If you would like to send us a special film request, please contact us via Instagram and we will give you a personal shout out on the show. Our podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, Audible, Pocket Cast, Spotify, Castbox, iHeartRadio, and Pandora. Special thanks to Carl Casey at White Bat Audio on YouTube for his awesome music. This guy fucking rocks. Check him out. Our podcast only exists because of listeners like you. To find other great shows, head over to theden.show. Hope you join us for our next episode. Later, guys.